he's here every week because he knows where the money is. Bowie comes quite often because he knows where the money is. So, besides education, we turn deals, and we turn a lot of deals in this office. But Steve and I created this thing for an education and networking outside of Nashville, so you can get a global view of a lot of things. I'm not going to go through a whole lot of the education, but let me just show you what I was doing this weekend when Steve says I'm on vacation all the time. Yeah, when I'm up before the sun and I fall in bed like 12 and I'm back up at 5:30 again, and I'm on vacation. I was talking to a friend of mine, Mike LePera. He's going to do a class for us. 30, 40-year broker down in Florida. He might do the EXP thing. But he hooked up with a guy who gives out the list. Now, we don't know what the lists are. Sometimes they're good lists, sometimes they're fake lists. But this list here, he was going to pop on today. I don't know where he is, but he gets this list right from the top of the, one of the top guys in the circle. And these properties, he gets them all over the country. Now, I asked him for Philly and Jersey. It takes a while. Florida is naturally his home state, so he gets those quick. Every Friday, like 10 o'clock, 10:30, I don't know what time he's going to do it this week. Maybe we'll start next week. But he's going to actually go over this week's list. And he says if you're even remotely interested in the property, you send a letter of intent, and they'll pull it off the list for like 28 days. And I just went over with last year. Up screen a little bit. Or down screen, whatever that
commercial ones are interesting.
All right, here you go. We just looked at some of these. Well, up again.
Yeah, St. Pete.
There's St. Pete. There's a whole mess of them in St. Pete. But anyway, you can see anytime they stop. There you go, right there. Now you can see, this is, of course, they're all estimates, but this is the value of the property. This is what they think it's going to go for. Some of them are only 20% different, some are 70% different. Now, by having the 28 days inspection time, basically, we got time to either go down there. Steve, we have a contractor that Steve uses all the time here that actually is a general contractor down there. So we can, you can have somebody run by this. But if it's in Fort Myers, Florida, we got Larry Simons. Of course, you guys are always down there anyway. Several contractors.
Larry knows his stuff, too. He's really good.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go over all this with you, but this is going to come up on Fridays. I was just telling this to Brandon over here. On Wednesday morning, if you're interested in West Palm, Sharon Restrepo, who has she's 29 years in the business, several books and stuff like that, but she finds off-site properties, puts them up for us on Wednesday at 10 o'clock our time, goes over the property, shows the pictures, maps, and all that. She's also a contractor, has a list of contractors.
You guys have the discussion, okay, so when Mike and I talked, he's going to get the Tennessee list, and we're reserving it for Green and EXP members.
Right. Well,
okay. Are we still maintaining that posture?
Well, yeah, I ask him for everything because I like to buy everywhere. But yes, he's working on the Tennessee list right now.
Okay.
I asked, he just said, I got a Cleveland list. That's what Cleveland don't want to do anything right now, but because I want a Philly and a Jersey list because I got people over there, but all the southeast, Alabama, he has that lower quarter right there, but he has access to the other lists. And I don't want to toot my horn or tell one thing or another what Mike's going to do. So this is just going to be coming up. Hopefully this Friday we're going to do it, but it might be the following Friday before he gets it. But he gets a list every Friday. He wants to put it up there fresh.
And this is an institutional purchase of bank foreclosure. So it's basically the second tier.
Marcus, if you go to the very top of the screen, there's some instructions. found with less. If you buy multiple properties, you can make a deal on the purchase price. There's a 3%. I mean, there's little things there. 3% fee goes to the.
If you would like, I can show them the property that Sharon showed us today.
Yeah, you can pop that up real quick. Yeah, that was a nice one for our West Palm buyer.
We need Paul on this one.
Oh, this was one of mine. Roofs falling in.
Oh, yeah. It's a bad house. One of those
No,
bad houses.
it's one of my houses.
Yes.
That's one of the ones I always buy. Anyway, this is Sharon Restrepo. This is our girl. She puts a show on Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central Time. This is 15 minutes to the ocean.
Yeah, it's not even 15 minutes.
Well, wait till you see the garage. It needs a stick to hold the garage.
Let's just say that the garage would be well at home in Pisa, Italy, if you get our meeting.
Yeah.
But anyway, 79,000. Yeah, Doc will run through everything. Wait till you see the kitchen.
So the kitchen needs a little help.
These old block houses down there. It's it's 60s and of course.
Yeah, there's your kitchen.
Has the fuel box and everything.
I see the Sub-Zero over there.
But it supposedly this neighborhood is 179, and you get it at 79. So if you guys can do the job quick enough, easy enough, cheap enough, I won't let you guys numbers, but normal people.
I mean, you can get that rehab for around
too bad. Forget the garage. The garage got to come down.
140, and if you can sell it for 180, you make 20,000.
There's your garage.
This is a normal Florida house. I own hundreds of them. Just like that.
Probably in the art district.
But anyway, there's Sharon's information, or just tune in on Wednesday. These are the things that we like to bring to Green. I was also with our guy who does the insurance, show you how to use your insurance company, life insurance policies to buy real estate, and why you should get a life insurance policy. Just mind melting of what you don't know in real estate, how you can triple your money. And I tell Irina all the time, I said, it's like if you took your $1 that everybody goes and buys a property with and gets one piece of property, go to your copy machine, make 5 $1 bills. That's how the rich make their money. You buy your life insurance policy, you borrow from the from the life insurance company. Now that was making money while you're using that money for a self-directed IRA.
Yeah.
Get yourself a self-directed IRA first, then pull the money back out again, then buy your property tax-free. And so it's the same dollar working 3 different ways. And plus, how many ways does a real estate deal work out? It works 3 or 4 or 5 ways to sell. Depreciation, appreciation, rentals paying your people.
And the interest you
The same.
pay on it, when you pay it back, you have to pay an interest. Part of that interest goes back to you, part of it goes to the company.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and it's a write-off. These are what we teach at Green. It's not just you can be working as hard as you can, like Paul. You can be working as hard as you can and still not be wealthy because you're doing it wrong. We're all doing it wrong. I mean, we have education here every day, and every day my mind's melting from what I don't know and what I should have been doing since I was his age. Not your age. I was already your age.
Mark, I was going to tell you that the presentation that Tom gave yesterday is now on the website in the Mastermind archive. If you look at the...
Show them how to find that on the website.
I will. Okay.
I'm listening to this while I'm driving over from West Palm, and I was tired. I was so tired I couldn't even keep my eyes open, but this thing here just kept me going all the way over. How about Irina? I'm driving. Actually, I stopped at the sugar cane. She snapped off a piece. I had to sneak out through the airline to come home. But and then I met with Tom, and he showed me it in person. That's the education we have. Another girl, I didn't meet her this week. She's in Tampa. She's going to attorney, trusts, and closing agent. Just
Probate deals, teach how to get probate deals, auctions, everything.
Yeah.
There's not just one way to get deals.
Yeah. Doc, show them how to get on the website to do that.
Okay, so
LearnFromGreen.com.
when you go to the LearnFromGreen.com website, you can see that we have these pull-down menus here. The education one is where I work a lot. But here's the calendar, and these are where the events. You can see Paul's class on Thursday. When you go to that calendar, there's an archive under that. And those are the events that have taken place on the calendar that are not the Green Investment Club on Wednesday. So anyway, you click on the archive. And then here are all the that we archived up there. You can see this is Tom's presentation that he gave just yesterday. Gives a little description of what it is, and then just by clicking on it, brings up the little YouTube. You can go from there.
Now you got to share sound. Put on full screen if you can. Just 2 minutes.
Well, I'm Tom Rakowski. My business is Innovative Retirement Strategies. And this presentation is about how to get tax advantage real estate investing and maxing out your self-directed IRA. I'm going to talk a little bit about me.
So that's just a little taste of it. But if you scroll down stuff by Brandon Packers, Restrepo did a nice thing on
He wouldn't have been on a sailboat though.
calculating Roy, Megan, Brandon, lots of Paul.
Lots of Paul.
I'm on there every week almost.
Anyway, so I just want to tell you a few things that are coming up. These people are coming out. I've had 4 people down there that are going to be speaking to us shortly. Besides all the people we have already, it's just amazing. But I want to invite Steve up here, and we're going to do more of a roundtable discussion about real estate and how we can all make money. I don't want everybody looking up here. We believe that everybody's information is important. And we want to just, pass some information back and forth. Let's see if we can make some deals today. All right? Steve Chaisson.
So, I see some new faces. Nice to see everybody. As you guys know, we're here every Wednesday, and I think some of us haven't really had proper introductions. This is Green Global Real Estate Education Network. We come here to meet, grow our network, both professionally and to learn and to hopefully, as we discussed before, add some horizontal integration to our existing business with whatever we're doing. There's some big players here, some heavy hitters that do quite a bit of business in real estate, and then we've got various levels. We could have someone just starting out fresh, getting a license. And so we try to, as much as possible, just kind of reach out and figure out where everyone is. Just so you guys know, we simulcast our investor club meetings online. And this is our director of education that you've been seeing. He's actually in West Palm Beach, Florida, and his name is Dr. Andrea Molinari. And Mark just got back from traveling, so there's a million ideas going through his head. You have to know Mark. Mark is the rampaging berserker. I am the logic. Bring it all. Mark goes here and kind of like Paul, arms flying everywhere. And I kind of bring home the centralized theme on some of this stuff. And so I just wanted the guys, the new faces, some of you who I haven't seen before, to understand what we do. And so we have various speakers, as Mark mentioned. We'll talk about that a little bit later, and online education. So I'm going to start, and I want to a couple of the faces that I don't know. I just want a quick introduction. And it was Johnny. And are you have a license, or are you?
I'm a licensed loan officer and
Okay.
I'm a college student.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And you were?
My name is Verity.
Verity?
They call me B.
Okay.
Yes, and I'm a real estate agent with Exit Realty.
Okay.
And investment group.
Music City, excellent.
East Nashville.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. She's in Murfreesboro. I hang my license with Exits.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
Brandon Eddy, I think we're licensed over at Village Real Estate.
Gotcha. Stephanie had mentioned it. Okay. And you?
I'm Sam.
Sam?
I'm one of his students,
Okay.
and I'm getting my real estate license.
Okay. Very cool.
22-year-old future real estate mogul.
Hey.
Well,
He's got fired.
we certainly have some ideas about that. So I'll touch base on that briefly. So we talk about horizontal integration of our businesses, and that's part of what we're doing here. So if you're a loan officer, obviously you want to make loans, but you might also want to invest in real estate because you're dealing with professionals every day that might have deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same holds true or if you are a real estate agent, you may want to become an investor or partner with investors or meet more investors. And also with obviously Green as a business, there's a business model with Green. But a lot of these agents are a member of companies that incentivize recruiting. So you don't just put all of your eggs in one basket. You need to you're going to build wealth by doing a lot of different things and learning a lot of different techniques and strategies. Just like Mark mentioned, this stuff with between self-directed IRAs, 1031 exchanges, using whole life insurance policies when you've maxed out your self-directed IRA to potentially leverage the cash value and purchase property for people or leverage that cash value to get some form of high yield return. I mean, that's stuff that, yes, sir.
Well, this is what, these are the things that you have to learn in your business, because you're going to be giving a loan to somebody, and an investor 20% down, or even a home buyer 3% down or 10%. Well, I don't have any money. Well, do you have a self-directed IRA? Do you have an IRA that you can borrow off of? Do you have a life insurance policy that you can get free money from?
Mm-hmm.
Interest-free money, or at least only 4%.
Mm-hmm.
These are the techniques, these are what you have to know to be successful in your business.
Okay.
So it's not just a real estate, it's not just real estate investing. If you don't know these questions, and somebody's going to ask you that, you don't know, and of course, this is what my last guy said, I can use mine, and he's smarter than you, well, they're going to go get the loan from you. So you have to know all these little investor tricks.
And you need to know the people too. I mean, I'm a broker, and I'll just give you guys a little bit of the context of where my conversations are going today. If I'm in Cheatham or Dixon County, I use Amanda Bell, and Amanda signed up with her company. Amanda sells $55 million a year worth of real estate, and she's doing it selling trailers and old,
I know
$100,000. Yeah,
she helped me on a deal. Just like that, because she knew.
She's an absolute,
She's almost a house a day.
She is a killer, an absolute killer. And one of her clients I'd actually met at an auction before, and he's a one-off flip guy, and he's always one step behind finding his next deal. And I've already done 4 wholesale deals that I passed off to other people I know. And the guy calls me and says, "Hey, I need a property." I said, "Well, you need to come to our investor club meetings because you're 2 months behind. You're which is great that he's doing it." And so he's like, "Yeah, I'm in." So he joined. So good. And so part of building all of this horizontal integration with your businesses, and there are, I know, at least 3 or 4 people in here that have made 7-figure incomes. That do exactly that. They're making money on the investment side, potentially the loan officer, as a real estate broker, as an investor, investors buying at auctions. Anyway, I wanted to kind of like touch on that briefly. You guys know Paul, and you guys, Paul almost needs no introduction. His reputation precedes him. You guys could also, and obviously, Stephanie, introduce yourself. Yes.
I'm Stephanie Paula, real estate agent with Exit Realty in Murfreesboro, part of Jeremy Tabor's team.
All right. And Stephanie, we actually, so you guys know part of our network, Jeremy is he's a trainer with Green, the number 2 exit real estate agent in the world, and made about $1.5 million last year at personal commissions. Right. So he's one of my good friends. He was actually my client before he got into real estate. And you're working for the real deal. So somebody who can.
He's top level in that industry.
He really understands structures, and he understands how to build systems, and he is a student of success, and he's very methodical. So
He teaches systems for us.
that's right. That's right.
He teaches you time management, goal setting, all that tedious work that makes you successful.
And Manny?
Oh, Manny, I do short sales. I've been doing short sales since 07, 08. I work with realtors, attorneys, anybody.
And he has all the honey you
I'm
ever want.
shy.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Right. And I know first name. Lamont, that's right. My apologies, Lamont.
I am getting into real estate. I'm still new. I've been here a few meetings. Currently am employed with the IRS. I manage tax accounts with the IRS, and I'm the president of the Parthenon Toastmasters Club. And I'm ready to go.
All right. Awesome.
I'm Tom Litz. I'm with just joined EXP, left Exit.
Another recruiting model.
Yeah, and just trying to get started in the Nashville market.
Awesome.
Marina, yeah, I'm learning from Green and just trying to get this market and making deals.
You in real estate, 5, 6 deals, and got condo in Florida, and I have some leftovers I actually want to invest in.
It's not bad for anything to do with real estate.
I don't know you guys, but you look familiar. I've probably seen you somewhere before. I don't know.
This is my boss. I'm a home flipper and investor.
Okay.
Investor.
Are you guys friends?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You wholesale or
yes.
y'all?
Little bit of
We like wholesalers. We want more deals.
Absolutely.
Bring us fewer deals. We want them all the time.
Jeff Kindig, I have some rentals and learned to read zones and stuff, so I'm the kind of unintentional investor. If I did what I do in corporate America every day for 10 hours a day, I'd probably be a millionaire, but when I do my own stuff, I cannot, all the things that Mark just said, I don't do any of it. I guess because I have to do it for other people every day. I have to keep up with the books and the processes and the flow charts, and when I get home, my stuff, you saw my office, be like, you're not a CPA, by the way. And I do have, right now I've got a couple things I'm looking for from a 1031 exchange. But it's hard to do a 1031 exchange with the timelines when the properties are at all-time high.
Well, let me just touch on that.
I will tell you something.
Everybody will tell me.
Yeah. No.
That will tell me something. You got one on Waller Road or something.
Yesterday I'm sitting at a bar in West Palm Beach with Tom Rakowski, the life insurance guy. And there is a product out there that is, you can flip it into, and you probably know it already, you can put it into a 30-year fund and just pull the interest out. Tax free. So you don't have to buy real estate. It's a alternative to buying real estate.
Is it a TIC? Is it a like-kind exchange?
No, it's not anything to do with a 1031 exchange.
No,
You can buy an annuity basically with it.
I know, but I've got a.
He's going to move his exchange money.
Well, no,
I would not do that.
No, it's the same thing as
How much do you have to move? What's your
9
replacement? Okay. All right, I'll.
Yeah, I'm sending out lots of emails, and of course,
okay.
you keep people just quit at work, so I make more for me. Last time I looked at 1031. I'm like, I'm not going to earn as much as I'll save in taxes if I can just find a 1031.
Find a 1031.
Well, and you like residential property, right? Okay, so just some decent, good, solid, hopefully below market residential property.
Yeah.
If we've got agents in there, just so you guys know, that's all he's looking.
You know, people think that it's only a $10,000 profit or $20,000. I won't do it. It costs $800 for the 1031 exchange. $800, $10,000 loss. I mean, you guys pick. It's very simple.
So what would it be he needs to look into?
Well, he's trying to replace. He needs to find a qualifying replacement property. The total value in the 900,000 range. So he avoids multiple properties to avoid paying 300,000 in taxes.
It's less than.
And so the idea being that you want a good investment. And it's, this isn't the easiest market to find a good investment. Yeah, it's hard.
All Larry Simons down
particularly when you've got to move. So it's a challenge. I can understand where it's coming from. And then obviously we know Mr. Lappin. Les is for you guys that don't know Les, he's one of the biggest auction players in Middle Tennessee. Who's Les?
The good-looking guy with the blue shirt.
Go Big Orange, see? Go home. Something like that.
My name is Lloyd, and I'm a wholesaler, and I help last. I'm a bird dog, running up down the highway, doing at least 2 deals a week.
Did you guys buy that one last week?
Today.
Oliver?
Yeah, we did it today. So,
you're the only one that showed up, right?
No.
Oh, that's most of us.
There was somebody else. There was somebody else today. We left at 5 this morning.
We've been the only one that he let the gun call.
Like I said, Oliver's like...
He's packing.
I told Oliver's like South Jackson. I'm not a big fan of Oliver.
It was sweet. Yeah, I'm doing like 2 deals a week.
Very good.
Yeah.
2 deals a week.
They're auctions.
That's not too bad.
Last but not least.
Okay. What did you do?
My name
is Wade McMillan. I'm just trying to get back into doing real estate.
Done some deals?
Yeah, I've done a couple of flips, but I'm just trying to get back in at this time. I've been away since 2014, so a lot has changed.
Yeah, it's definitely a different world. So financing options are a lot more difficult, and so part of what we potentially try to do here is find new partners. There are no fewer than 6 or 7 partners in this room for anybody that has a good deal that they can bring, or people that would finance it, or you can wholesale to or take it down or whatever. So, but call me first. It's fun to get you. Call anybody in the room. It doesn't matter. These guys, they buy stuff all the time. This guy, he buys a bunch, but he buys them sometimes cheap enough where he's one of the few people that actually can turn away some decent deals because he gets so many. Do we have anybody that has anything that they're really like trying to figure out, get their business jump started? Yes. Okay. So this is kind of where I want to go. I try to. We have some very experienced people here, and then we've got some people that are like middle of the road. Wade, you've done 3 or 4 deals that you flipped in the past.
with Terry.
Correct. So you were working with an agent.
At one point, yeah. With Terry.
Agents can't find the deals. Yeah. Okay. But it's very difficult for an agent to find a margin in a deal in the MLS.
Yeah.
I guess one of the things that I'm kind of looking at right now as far as brainstorming is, you know, of course everything has changed. Sure. And I'm coming in, I classify myself somewhat as a little guy. And I guess one of the things that I guess I was trying to find out at this point, if anybody can answer this question in the room, is like, you know, how do you, you know, necessarily find out what is your niche? And what I mean by that is like, my background is flipping, you know, finding a house, getting a good deal on it, flipping it, you know, putting it on the market, sell it. But there's other ways that you can get paid other than just flipping like wholesaling. So that's something that I'm not familiar with. So like one of the books I'm kind of reading right now is by George Clausen, George S. Clausen, The Richest Man in Babylon.
Good book. Good book.
They talk about before you go into whatever business venture, you need to seek counsel of a wise man. So, you know, some individuals, they go into it without thinking about seeking counsel as far as about giving direction. So that was one of the things that, you know, you probably find a lot of people who just starting out, they have a lot of energy, have a lot of, you know, juice, and kind of like he does. I do bird dogging. That's something that I do. I drive around, whatever might be the case. But more or less, like, you know, how do you put a deal together? Because the way I'm kind of looking at it is, you know, one of my strengths is, you know, being able to, not being afraid to hear no. You know, no doesn't bother me. No means maybe. No means, okay, maybe next time. I don't know. But one of my weaknesses is I lack knowledge as far as knowing the industry, as far as how to put together a wholesale deal. So when I hear that, you know, Steve, that you have that type of expertise, the first thing, my radar goes up and says, hey, I need to pick Steve's brain. The other thing was too, like with Paul, I shot Paul a email out, whatever might be the case, and one of the, I think the second email was like, hey, I need to be able to, I know what I think, but one of the things I've been kind of focusing on is I need to see, I need to use mind sight. And when I say mind sight, in other words, is I need to be able to see what you guys can see, because I can't see it right now. So, you know, how do I go about seeking that knowledge or getting that advice so I can go out and execute? So, like, one of the things I asked Paul was, like, hey, what's a good book? You know, how can I feed myself? Of course, I know I'm going to go out and, you know, and go out and get some live action, when that's what I call it, live action, whatever might be the case. Because you can talk about something, but it's a difference when you go out and try to execute. So, I guess the root of what I'm saying is, hey, I want to get into this, however, I don't know how to execute. So I guess what I'm asking is, how do you go about learning how to execute?
You're here. That's in the first.
Yeah.
Well, Steve and I, when we first started thinking about this business, I was out there, you know, when I first got the national one, well, the second time I got the national one, 13, he said, go out and do what you do, because I can find property. And I'm out hitting every lawnmower guy coming off the trailer. I'm handing the car and said, listen, you know, you find me a house, I'll give you some, I'll give you some money. I would do my Philly, like, cash thing, you know. Well, then Steve and I, we started talking about groundhogs and, and call me Boss Hog and all this. But we were going to start a class strictly on exactly that, teaching people how to be a proper groundhog. I'm sure he talked to Les and say, what do you want me to do when I go to a door? What exactly do you want me to say? What exactly do you want me to do? We come up with the one-page contract idea. Find a mentor and stick with them and ask them all these questions personally. What do you want me to do? Paul, where do you want me to go? What neighborhood do you want me to? What neighborhood do you want me to hit? What is hot for you right now? And I'll go knock on every door and I'll say whatever you tell me to say. So find somebody who will actually teach you step by step, knocking on doors. And we were going to do that knocking on door class.
Well, one of my concerns and things that I understand where you're coming from with that, being new to the market, to this business as well. And I've got a few properties that I've identified. I've identified these properties are probably something that fits our niche, which for me, I want to start off wholesaling, getting my toes wet before I dig deep into moving up the ranks into commercial properties, et cetera, land, et cetera, et cetera. When I locate an owner, what do I say to them? What do I need to find out that's pertinent to trying to get this thing under contract at a level where I can take it to a cash buyer, an investor, that where it's not only profitable for them but profitable for me as well.
I'm going to touch on a couple of things. Paul, feel free to interject. When you getting to this this idea of actually taking action, I believe I discussed this before. There's a different kind of knowledge from reading a book, and Mark is 100% right.
I feel 100% right. Not that often.
When you add value to someone else's business that's already successful, in other words, you could come to someone like myself or Paul, and we could tell you what you need to do, and you need to do it. And you add value to someone else's business, and then you're going to gain some knowledge that way. There's a type of experience that you create, or a type of knowledge that you create instinctively, intuitively. The data graph points of knowledge are being created in your brain through experience when you act, and you don't even know it. Okay? The things are literally a chart is logging in your brain when you go out and just do it. Instead of necessarily just reading about it sometimes, you go out and you try something. It doesn't mean you have to take a risk, but the act of, or the knowledge that you gain from experience is entirely different than the knowledge you're going to gain from reading a book or trying to come up with a perfect scheme or whatever. Now, there are, I think Mark will tell you, one thing that I am able to do from my market knowledge is save a whole bunch of steps. And Paul can do the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you. Yeah.
I can basically suss out whether or not you actually have a deal or you don't have a deal. And quite frankly, getting to the point of an offer. An offer is literally potentially just a one-page contract. And you write out, I'm willing to pay you this. Now, that might require some study to go back and figure out what your comps are. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to go beat up a real estate agent to try to learn what you need to be learning. It's okay to get some comps, but you can't take somebody and
waste their time.
Yeah, literally, and waste their time because they're just gonna. You're not going to get.
Here's exactly what I do. You found some lady who wants to sell her house. Okay. Get outside the house for a second. Hey, let me walk around the outside. This is exactly what I call Steve. I waste this time. I call Steve and say, Steve, I'm at such and such an address, or just text him. How much is this worth? Yeah. And how much should I offer? I'm telling you, in 5 seconds, he'll give you an email back. He knows every street, and so does Paul. So
what he's saying is, how does he get to that? Because we can do that.
Well,
but I have the answer. I'm going to tell you how much I spent to get that answer. $246,000.
That's right.
And if you're not in green at $99 a month to learn this stuff, to be honest with you, because I didn't have a green. I had to pay top dollar to get top coaching, and I went through boot camps and so on and so forth. The answers are there, but you've got to pay to get the answers, because people often say, "Hey, I want to take you out to pick your brain." You're not going to learn what I know in a lunch. And here's the greatest thing is, I'm a type of guy, and I know, you know, a lot of the players here that are doing deals and whatnot and understand this business, they're willing to share, but you could only learn so much on a lunch or one day hanging out with me or a half a day or 2 hours. What you have to do is you have to plug yourself into a system, which I did. I have a coach right now. I make decent money, obviously, but I want to get to the next level. Everybody has levels. But I didn't have green when I started. I wish, and hence why when, you know, I remember years ago we talked about this incubation stage of green, and he had said, I said, wow, what a great concept, because I wish that was around when we were coming up, because we had to pay a lot of times the big fat money that you hear these seminars charge. And I did, and I had some great coaching, and I had a lot of coaching by doing too. Obviously, you're going to learn why you do. I made some mistakes with a lot of zeros on it. Let's just put it that way. So the number one thing is, I will say is, remember the number I just told you, 246,000. Are you willing?
That's just one of your coaches.
Are you willing to take that risk on yourself? Because if you're not willing to take the risk on something that's $99 a month to learn this stuff, then you might not be in the right line of field, because you have to invest in yourself. Don't look at the money that you're putting out. Look at, what is this money going to make me? And I approached it that way many years ago, and I'm so glad that I did it. My first coach cost me $13,000, and I paid that guy that $13,000, and I promise you, man, I didn't have the money I have now. And when I was doing it, I was shaking. And I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get this money back. But if I don't take the risk now, I'll never know. It's the best $13,000 I ever gave that guy, and I did it. It's easy for me to have a coach now, because I have money coming in every month, and it's doing good. The hardest time to pull the trigger is when you're just starting and you're doubting inside of your own self. We all go through that self-doubt. I did too. Steve did. Anybody that's ever made anything in their life, they took that self-doubt, but they took the risk. They pulled the trigger, so to speak. I pulled the trigger with $13,000. I actually got on a plane, and I didn't have a lot of money. Got on a plane. I had to get a hotel and everything, and I found the guy who wrote the book, Short Sale Magic, and I think some of you guys heard my story. And I hounded that guy and I was giving him $5,000 for one day with him, and he didn't take the money after he met me. And he said, I don't want the money. He goes, but you owe me something. When you make it, because I know you're going to make it, I want you to come back and teach one of my boot camps on the weekend. He goes, I think you have what it takes to do that. So he added value back to me, and of course I kept my word, and I've done a couple of boot camps for him for free. He tried to pay me on a couple of them. I said, no, because you invested your time in me when I was nothing. And I was just starting out. But think, when you go home tonight, everybody that's kind of new, go home tonight and ask yourself, where else are you going to learn what you can learn for very inexpensive? Because let me tell you something, my business coach, what I pay for green to learn others. Look, I'm still a student too. What I pay for, what it cost me the whole year, I pay my business coach triple that every month. Work out the numbers. Yeah. Because I believe in me. So I think the boundary of success and failure is within your own brain. Are you willing to take the chance on yourself? Because I'll tell you right now, when I did take that chance, I was scared out of my gourd. I was so scared, and I was giving away my last money. And believe me, I went through some hard times, and I had another business, and I lost everything, and I had to restart. restart my whole life. I had to program what I was doing, learn something new, because I reset my whole life. But I believed in something that I knew was powerful. That's why, this is not me trying to sell green. Obviously, I'm a teacher here, and I'd love for everybody to be in green. But I'm selling it in the fact that if you don't do it, you're not pulling the trigger because you're afraid of how much it's costing you. Don't look at it that way. Think of it is the chance that I don't do it, how much is it costing you what you could have done in your life and what you could have made in your life. Because you know what? It's okay. We'll give you information for free. We'll stand up here and give you information for free. But I promise you, in the trenches, when you add value back to your own self, that's where the magic happens. That's where success happens. It happens between your ears and learning from a program that is not takers. Because trust me, what we teach here, they could charge you easy $25,000 for a boot camp. And I've paid those fees. And I've actually taught for some of these people, and I refused to do it. Because I saw that the clientele that came there, they paid way too much and they were too scared. Take advantage of what you got here. And that's where you'll get the answers. And I did give you some recommendations of a book. And actually, my coach was one of the books that he wrote, I had you read. It's one of the best business books that I've ever read. But I will tell you right now, you could read that book 100 times. Doesn't mean it's going to change your life. What's going to change your life is taking the risk that you're not willing to take right now to learn. And I did it in the tune of $246,000. And it was the best money I ever spent because I invested in myself. And we don't do that because we're scared. Humans go to the path of least resistance. We're all scared. Let me tell you how I met this young kid. I was out on a date with my wife, and he came up to me and he noticed I had some expensive stuff on my watch or my glasses or something, and he came up to me and he goes, I want to be like you one day. And I said, you are like me one day. What are you talking about? And he said, no. And I said, how do you know what I do? He goes, I don't know what you do, but I know you have money just on the way you dress and the things I saw in your wife and all that. He goes, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do? And I said, I'm in real estate. I buy and sell houses. 22-year-old kid with no filters. That's why this guy right here will be a real estate mogul because he doesn't have filters. He came up to a stranger. Guess what I did? That was on a Sunday. The next Monday, he spent the whole day with me because I cared about the kid. Because I know he goes, man, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be successful. And I said, okay, let's see if you'll do the work. Guess what? He's doing the work right now. Invest in yourself. Believe in yourself. When you don't do something and take the risk, it's because you're doubting yourself. Get that self-doubt out of you. Get with the program. Plug yourself in here. Don't think about what it's costing you. Think about what you're not getting. And I promise you, I had to do it myself. Trust me, man. I'm telling you, I was a poor kid, man. No, mom and dad gave me what I got. I had to claw my way to the top, and I've made mistakes, and I still make them. I promise you. And I learn from these guys all the time. I don't know everything like the self-directed IRA and I'm learning, repair, credit, all that stuff. I didn't know. But I want to learn more. And I never stop learning. So that's my 2 cents, but I think it's a good 2 cents.
No,
Hey, I apologize you didn't say it was round robin. I want to say something.
Yeah.
I want to at least answer your question. Your question, or the answer to your question, is when you go somewhere and you're talking to them, after you've already done all the other stuff. You call these guys, they told you what the house is worth. You have to get on their level. That kid went and got on his level, because that's what he's about. He's about somebody being willing to do that. But the little lady or the people who are moving out of town because, they may be losing their home or somebody might be dying or they've got a sister, who's
died and they got 2 kids they got to take care of, and they got all these reasons why you might be able to get that house from them. You need to understand that before you even approach, like, you know, hey, I'm here and I'm not scared of no, so I'll buy your house for $130,000. And they say no, and it's like, oh, well, that sucks. You just got to get in there and find out who the people are.
Amen, brother.
Yeah,
That is so true. I don't even, never even talk about the house. Talk about them and be with them. Love on them. Give them something. Add value to them. And I promise you, you will get the house.
Relationship. This particular situation that forced me to ask the question.
Yeah.
What if it's a business that you're talking to?
You mean the business is what, going to be
It's
going
a
under?
company that owns the property.
Oh, and there's somebody else living there?
No, this place is vacant.
Okay.
And this place is owned by a business. So how do I negotiate with them, you know, when they know more than me?
I mean, it's not, I wouldn't worry about if they know more than you or not. It doesn't really matter. The fact is that the values are there, and if it comes down to the end of it where you know, hey, look, this property, I can give $100,000 for it, and that's it. That's what I could give for it. You know, maybe if you're just going to wholesale, you can say, hey, I can make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and I'm going to move on. And if they were like, no matter what, they were like, no, we want $120,000, then it's not a deal. Move on.
Just give me a general area of town. What part of town?
Nolensville Road, National State Fairground area.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's not a bad area.
Everybody's your friend
I
here.
just did one on Wheeler.
It's valuable.
Everybody is here.
And partnerships are a huge thing. I will say the other thing is that I've combated this a little bit with Les. We had a couple of conversations that, I mean, he's a super nice guy, but we, you know, butted heads a little bit on a couple of occasions because sometimes when you're in the moment and you're not, like, if you're not riding fat and you don't have $1 million in the bank and everything's fine, the $5,000 that you're about to get on a deal, that's $5,000. You need it all. Yeah. Like, splitting it $2,500 apiece, you're like, oh man, like, why am I giving away half this money? I need this. But that 25, it's kind of like, do you want all of this little pie that leaves you still hungry, or do you want to eat on this big fat pie that never goes away, that you just get to eat on Thursday? So, being very loyal to the
You
deal.
learn something, even the education's worth it.
Well, agreed.
Hey, I did my one deal. I didn't make any money, but I did deal.
And I feel that way, even if I don't make $1, which is not.
Yeah, see,
oh, this is. But I
you gotta make a friend of some realtor. You know, right one here, some realtor. You know, you're gonna have to make a friend of a contractor. Paulie did it the other day when he was up there. You gotta have a contractor friend. You gotta have a mortgage guy friend. You know, because you're going to have to call the guy up. Hey, listen, how much? What's my payment on a $150,000 loan? You know, so he's going to have to give you a quick answer because you're there. You need some quick answers. How much is this worth? Call a contractor friend. Listen, I know that says a roof. How much are these roofs? You know, it's a 1,500 square foot house. You know, Paul always said did a whole big thing up here the other day. You got to make an or a team center. You have to have a team, a go-to team that, and of course, you're going to have to share the wealth, but until you learn all those things.
But the thing is, every time if you call your buddy up and you ask him how much the roof is, and he says how many squares, and you're like, what is that? And then he asks you how big the house is, and you start to figure all this stuff out. Remember what he said. So the next time, you'll know.
Paul did a class on which squares.
You know, that's like, and it's good about getting the information from other people, but once you get it, don't just act like they're always your go-to, because one day they may not be there. So keep that stuff and learn it.
Learn it, and that's how you could learn it is by plugging in, like I said.
Yeah.
And you know, something to touch upon what he said, you have to give. I did a deal with John. And I ended up selling the house for more than I thought I would sell it because it's a hot market. I gave him $5,000 more.
Yeah, and see stuff
he
like
made
that.
$10,000 instead of $5,000. Right. And guess what? Most people would never do it because the money, when the money is in your hand and you're staring at $5,000, you forget to think about blessing the guy who got you the deal, bro. And that's the hardest thing to pull the trigger to bless somebody. Stephanie brought me a roofing job because we own a roofing company. If we end up doing it, I'm going to bless her too. Because it's not, I want to add value to people, and that's what you want to do, is add value. Yes, and Manny had a hard time, kind of like you and Les. In the early days, I used to get into fights with him. Arguments, like we would argue, because we're like brothers, right? Anybody who knows it. And I'd be in an argument, I'm like, no, because we had a stay-at-home mom, soccer mom, wanted a little bit more money to help her for her sending out flyers and whatnot, and direct mail. And she brought us some colossal deals. I mean, she brought us some deals that we made over $100,000 easy on each one. I wholesaled a deal and made $83,000, the one that she brought me. And of course, Manny's the one who did the short sale, and we did very well. He didn't want to give her money. Not that he's a greedy guy. Trust me, he's the most giving guy you'll ever meet. But he was like, man, we did all this work. And I said, brother, you got to give. You got to give, Manny. I threw you under the bus. But it's a good story. It's about giving the soccer mom more money. When first you didn't want, we're like, man, we did all this work. And I said, no, we got to give. Now he gives more. He gives more because he saw it come back. He saw it come back. So take that into the memory banks when you're staring at the money. And I know it's like you could easily say, well, yeah, but those guys got money, now they could do it. I promise you, I did it on my first deal that I ever did. And my first deal I did, it was 793 Mercer Drive in Hermitage.
I know Mercer.
Yeah. Wow. And guess what? I didn't make a lot of money on that job.
Was it a zero lot?
Zero lot line, exactly. You know exactly where it is.
I mean, there was some single family, but there's about 50.
Yeah. Zero lot line. He knows the house, and that was my first flip I ever did here in Nashville.
Well, and
I gave away money on that.
Just from my relationship connection with Paul over the course of time, I flipped you the house you live in.
Yeah,
and which is,
he did. I got it
in a wholesale deal. I got a wholesale, but it was perfect.
It's perfect, and I'm doing 2 deals he just did right now, and on one of them, I had the next door neighbor. Her daughter is with my realtor right now, trying to get a loan for it. The manufactured house on Flat Ridge.
Yeah.
And the one in Franklin, we're almost done on that one on High Point.
And just over the course, I know you probably made more on some of the deals because you're going to make more. When you're wholesaling, a lot of times you leave some money on the table.
Sure,
obviously.
you have to.
You might make 1,000 if you can make 5. Sometimes you might 20, 25, 50.
Depending on how you buy it.
It works.
If you're Manny, he could wholesale you a deal and make 45, 50 grand.
That's right.
I've done a deal with him. That's how I met him. And then the rest is history.
The stuff that I wholesaled to Adam's made $250,000.
Yes,
literally.
Yeah,
but
and you're not mad about it because you made your end. So understand that when you're really doing a deal, understand, don't look at what you lost. It's the same thing as when you join Green. Don't look at Don't look at what you're spending. Even if it's the last 90, you could muster up
spinning right back around. Where's the sign up form?
You could turn right back around and make that money by not eating out one day a week.
But it is important not to worry about what somebody else is making out of it.
Yeah.
That can be a
absolutely. Everybody's always looking in everybody's pocket.
Yeah, I had a deal.
Your money might drop out of your hand.
It was a beautiful home. The people that live in it, they got a beautiful house. But I bought a house. The guy wholesaled it to me, made $52,000 off of it, and I really didn't know it at first. They did it kind of a little sketchy and backwards, so that I wouldn't have seen, so I didn't get to see what the purchase price was. And we only made $17,000. I invested $79, I think, on it, and we only made $17. And of course, he invested, 10 hours of his time.
That's 25% out there.
Yeah, we did. It was fine, but it took, it's 4 months and 80 grand, and we turned $17,000. Now, it's fine. Everybody got paid. All the workers got paid. I even collected $750 a week on that job all the way through, and then I turned $17,000 in, so it was cool. So I had to not worry about the fact that the other dude did 10 hours worth of work, get that. probably 6-8 hours of work, and he made 50 grand. Sometimes it happens.
And it's true, that's one of the things, like when that deal happened to me and Paulie, the first time me and him did a deal, and he was excited, you know, I was excited, he was excited and everything, and he was telling me, even if you get it for this much or this much or this much, you know, in my mind, I was like, you know, I was worried to see if this guy is telling me, I don't care how much you make, to find out how much I'm making.
Sure.
You know, people do that. And, you know, I remember when he stopped at, even if you got it for like 65 grand or something, and I was like, damn, because he started like, even if you got it for 80, or if you got it for 70, or if you got it for, even if you got it for 60.
He made more on the deal than I did flipping it. Which, guess what? I didn't care. I made 40 grand, he made 47. Guess what? I don't care.
No, my point was is that what I saw, you know, he stopped in, and in my mind I'm thinking, shit, you know, like it's a crazy deal at 60 according to his math, because that's what he does. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like,
Understood.
I know by knowledge what he does, but doing it, how about that? You know, that's what I mean.
Well, and Les and I flipped Larry his house.
Yeah.
And he has, and we made a lot of money.
Yeah.
And now, and Larry has
We sold everybody their houses.
Larry has 300,000 equity in his house.
Heck, I just bought Steve's house.
You find
Trust me, I'm happy he flipped my house, because now it's worth double than what I paid.
Well, what I was saying is, when you find out with people when you do it
Beautiful
like
house.
that's wow, whatever, you know.
It was, we wanted to live in that neighborhood, you knew it.
Yeah.
Well,
You understand if he's counting your money, or you don't care, you know, if he's just counting his money.
And it's important that you're wholesaling. There are people, they don't want to do it.
They got another offer for 900.
Okay, and not understand. You're actually the foundation, because they can bring the deal.
Oh, did you?
So it's not worth it. It is, but
I heard they paid a little more than that.
don't just be like, well, I'm gonna make like $5 grand. It's still a deal. It's up to 30. You can make 30, but it's still sometimes it might be $1 grand.
That's so we didn't even know how that.
The guy that did that to him,
Private
said love,
was there
whatever.
rehabbing
He just got it.
At the end of the day,
So
you gotta look at
Ben's gonna be your
Paul said this the other day when he said about adding value to other people. If you're the wholesaler and you take a ton of the profit up front, you know, when I'm looking, I've missed a lot of deals from what he just said. I'm like, but for him to put 4 months in it and only make 17, and to me, that's a wholesaler. That's someone I probably wouldn't do business with. You wouldn't want to run it back to. Now, I will tell you, there's certain wholesalers that are in the business that, like you were just starting, and they got to close that deal because they got a 30-day contract on sales, or they're losing it. But there's other guys like me, you know, the deal that I'm flipping right now, I picked it up for much less than I got the land rezone. We can go up 7 stories, so I have downtown views. But I've done nothing but tear down a house and got some land rezone by going down the code. Everybody's like, oh, it's magic, it's magic. It's not magic, it's
hard work.
It has to be. And,
deal with them downtown.
I've made a ton of money off of it, but I held it for 2 years too, so I was in a different position.
Right.
And the person that's going to do it, they'll probably make $2 or $3 million off the deal. So, you know, but I do understand, like your point, when when someone's made 50 and you got to leave. If you're a wholesaler, you got to leave enough room for the next guy. And I think Paulie preaches that. You know, it was amazing what he said last week about the adding value, because I'm struggling right now because I had someone list a property for me for a long time. They didn't sell it. I don't think they gave their best effort, but they found me the deal. And I said, once you have the money, it's hard to give it up. But I know I always got like 15 or 20 grand. You know, I mean, straight up. And I'm gonna have to go write him a check. You know, it's gonna be hard to write him a check. But,
It's always hard to write a check.
Especially in those situations. Yeah, don't get greedy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, for them as far as wanting more information on wholesaling, I'll be totally transparent with you. I got into it because of Paulie. I met Paulie through a rent seminar. I was the same situation as you guys. Didn't know anything about wholesaling. I heard of the terminology as far as being able to invest in real estate without putting money down. What I did was, when I found, like you said, find a mentor, I was able to relate with Paulie. I told him how serious I was about it. Whatever you tell me to do, that's what I do, just like Steve said. What I did was, I think a great value of having Paulie is, I haven't noticed a lot of investors do this. I send him an address to a property. Paulie tells me what he would buy it for. That's all I need to know. I need to get it on a contract for this. I know my spread. I know what Paulie get it for, and there's enough room on the table. There's a certain equation you do need to know to leave room on the table for the end buyer. But the good thing about Paulie is he tells you what he'll pay for it. He doesn't change his numbers.
And then everybody else in town will pay $30,000 more, but because Paulie buys cheap.
Well, I mean,
you have a buyer already.
I don't buy cheap, I buy right.
That's right.
Paulie does got a buyer now.
Right.
But again, you got instant cash, right?
Yeah. Paulie, he does buy.
And I always close too. There's a lot of guys that tell you to pay you more.
I knew when I sold it in the house, I knew I could have sold the house for like, not for $120 or something to another guy that would close, because I sell this before, right? The brick and mortar. But when I saw how he was, like how he laid it right then and there, it's like, I'll give you the number, you know, and I was like, man, this guy, like, I know he's getting a deal. You know, even if I got it for 97, it's irrelevant how it went.
That's what you're going to have to
with
learn.
the numbers that I knew, you knew your system, so that way, in your back of your mind, you're like, man, wow, with this guy, I have to
90% of these investors out here are going to say, yeah, I'll buy it.
They last a year or two.
Hold it. They're going to try to resell it and then not close on it. So that's why you got to find the closers, the guys that are honest. And they'll say, this is what I'll give you, and it's guaranteed, and I'll pay right now.
Yeah, because what you're talking about, and I'm okay with somebody if they come to me and they say, listen, I can't close on it, but I think I have somebody if you want a junior on it. Then you might have a wholesale partner now. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But it's really bad if you assign it to somebody and then they
a lot of times they'll say, I want a 30-day, no, you know what? I try to sell it, I'll give you a piece for it. But
what I tell people also is, see, with certain people, you have certain angles to turn a property. They have a strength. I have certain places I can go and know that I've got a little bit of an advantage. Sure. I've got a contractor buddy that lives in Kingston Springs, and that area of town, I have an advantage. So on wholesale deals that a lot of other people really wouldn't want to mess with, we've got an advantage. And, you know, out even that whole corridor of Robertson, Cheatham, Dixon, that area, and when you meet people like Paul, you have another potential turn angle, okay? So, I might have discussed this before. When I sold 280 houses in, I don't know, 07, I didn't see... No,
you didn't probably see 60%.
I sold more in 07 than I did in 06. No, that's right. That's right. I didn't see that because that's when my phone was turned on, and so you develop all of these relationships because you're active and you're still doing this and you're meeting people, and they'll tell you what they want. Paul will tell you exactly what he wants, and I call Paul. And now some things, it may not be the right fit for Paul, and so it's just not the right fit. And it's something.
But we're honest to each other. Yeah. Like it's a mutual respect that you have for each other. And a lot of times, like I just did a deal with Caleb. You guys met him. I brought him the last time. He's another one of my students and a wholesaler. I taught him how to do it. And here's the funniest thing. I did a house, and we call it the crap house. You remember the one with all the crap? Well, it was in Laverne, and we ended up selling it for more than I thought I would sell it for. Guess what? I gave him more money, and not only that, but when I first bought it, my number was $52,000. The guy ended up giving him 50. He said, okay, I'll do it for 52. He was going to give it to me for free. Just for the relationship. Guess what? I gave him $5,000 on the front end too, and $2,000 on the back end because I sold it for a little bit more. So he ended up making actually $7,200 is what he ended up getting because I took some of the closing costs off.
He's reinvesting in his business. He's turning.
Yeah, and he just did 3 houses that he made $60,000 on thanks to this bad guy right here.
All right, hey guys, what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and wrap a little bit. I like to be respectful.
I'm selling a lot of my cars.
Like to be respectful of everybody's time.
Any other questions? Anybody? Marcus, you got any questions back there?
I'm good today.
Wilson. All right. Andrea, you normally have a question. Did you want to throw something in, sir?
Well, I fully intend to jump Paul tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Oh yeah, Paul's training.
I got a class tomorrow.
Paul trains tomorrow night for green members.
What's tomorrow's class?
We're going to talk about it.
Hold on, let me check my text sent to Paul.
You did electric, you did flooring, you did roofs.
I've done it.
All right, anyway.
The ins and outs of
hardwood floors.
It's almost like YouTube.
All right, so as you guys know, we have this meeting every Wednesday. Normally we want to keep it 6:30 to 7:30. Sometimes we run a little long. We have fun sometimes. This is free, open to the public, just so you guys know. We have a network marketing business opportunity, and it's $99.97 a month. We train people online. So Paul's a trainer. I'm a trainer. Jeremy, who I'd mentioned, the number 2 exit agent in the world. All personal friends, all people that we've done business with, and several people here are already members. We're building downlines. There's nothing like this that's ever been done in real estate before, and we're growing.
Got a question.
Yeah.
There is, but it costs a lot of.
Yeah, that's right. You can pay $14.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
With your lessons that you do online,
yes,
is it like, are there knowledge tests at the end, or is it, is there feedback, or?
It's a good question. What we do is live and interactive. So, and Andrea generally moderates most of our forums.
Well, twofold education.
This is actually the online forum. And we're simulcasting through it right now. Anybody can go and watch this meeting with our link from anywhere in the world.
There's people right now online listening to us.
No, exactly right.
You just don't see them,
no,
but they're online.
So remember,
Ben is on it.
I just wanted to for the people who are members. So guys call me, let's go to me, join, and I will show you how to utilize the website better.
Yeah, there's so much stuff on there that nobody is using. There's two kinds of education we have. We film all of our own education. We don't buy education from some program. We travel. We have film guys in Florida. Doc does it down there. We're going to film 2 or 3 or 4. We have 4 guys who are going to do 2-3 hours worth of filming in Florida. Or we film up here at our studio. And we film, and then we have they're on demand.
Let me answer his question, and we can talk a little bit about that. But to answer your question, so what we do is live and interactive. So you will actually speak with Paul. We have questions back and forth. Sometimes Andrea will moderate it. I've moderated some of these, and we try to pull out some good information. I try as much as possible to reach out to whoever's in the audience or has a question. Right now, it's essentially we're adding content. Our website, learnfromgreen.com, is actually a learning management system. Our director of education builds and archives. These are all filmed. We build and archive this. Everything we create, as Mark was just mentioning, I wanted to give some context. I didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted to answer your question. So no, it is not. In fact, we're not particularly interested in having you memorize something for a test. Okay. What we want is to create a culture. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not. And I was a book guy. Okay? I was very good in school. That was my thing. Okay. I had to learn.
And I wasn't.
I had to learn this whole, the world of people, and the world of entrepreneurial thinking, the entrepreneurial spirit. They don't teach you that. So that's the culture that we're trying to build.
And
we're succeeding.
Oh yeah, you could go back and pull, like, let's say you're flipping a house and you need to know about roofs or electric. You go back, I talk about roofs, electric, or if you, how to raise money. Where do you go to raise money? How to talk to an investor. B is one of my investors. We had a nice meeting yesterday and I was explaining the returns and how it works and so on. Well, guess what? That wasn't just, it didn't come out of my head. I've done it for years. So now you hear the way I talk to B. You will learn how to talk to your B, your Dave or John or whoever is lending you money. Because you can't just say, yeah, this is the house, lend me money. They're like, how does it work?
Here's our calendar. It's on our website. You go to learnfromread.com, you go over to calendar, and we have 45 live shows on a month. That's a lot of education. Now, some of it is green meetings. We teach you about the green products and how to do the network marketing part. But there's an investment meeting in Cool Springs, so you can watch their education, and they're talking about real estate down there. Here's a Restrepo doing on a Wednesday. Another business opportunity. Mike Cathell, that's that one I brought up this morning.
Okay.
This is IRA contributions. This is Megan Galeen. She does that self-directed IRA. Larry Cox does a real estate program. Paul Kay, he does it. So all this stuff is on our website. So not only you can go to education and all our stuff is put there in like 3 or 4 or 5 minute videos. I'm talking about Paul. Doc, how many shows does Paul have? 3-minute videos, a couple hundred.
A lot.
Here. You go to learn from more. Here's Paul Cage right there.
Has been in the mastermind session. We have some short videos as well, and we're going to be doing a lot more of those. But right now, a lot of our content with Paul is
go to Dex. Go to any one of these things. Go to How to Fix a Deck right here, the first one. So you can watch, and it's all archived, it's shown on there. Now, the first one's free for non-members, but you can build a house. So we filmed all for like 5-6 hours.
Hey guys, Paul Kazanofski from Green Learning. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about patios, and let me tell you something. People in the flipping business, fix and flip, they always talk about putting your money into bathrooms and kitchens. And I agree. You'll always get your money back when you put money into your bathrooms and kitchens. But the number one place you get all your money back, and I mean all 100%, is in the patio. Well, most people come to a house when they buy a house, and either they buy a 4K 100 short sale, and they come and look at the patio. In this case, we saw this patio, and it looked really bad. The boards, the running boards on the patio were really rotted. They were weathered.
It's Canadian Protect.
This is great because you can actually turn it off.
The rain and the snow. So there's videos like that on everything.
Paul, we have to actually leave and turn the lights off, and he's still talking.
Well, sure, like you feel it from meeting the roofing guy, like what that guy's gonna.
How to speak to the people. How do you talk to your contractor? If you're hiring a contractor or subcontractor, he's looking to see if you understand the lingo. If you don't, you're paying more.
You know what you're going to end up paying is you go on Google.
So you sound like you know what you're saying.
Let's say you go to Zillow and you want to improve your home.
Right?
So you push kitchen and it'll say $16,000 cost, and then it'll tell you just increase your price by $16,000. Well, that doesn't do you any good. If you're not the guy who knows how to talk to a contractor, you pay retail prices. Therefore, you're putting money into something for no reason.
Yeah, we have. How do you talk to a mortgage broker? I mean, because how do you pick one? Are they all the same? Do they all charge the same? How do you know if you got a good mortgage guy? Because you know what? I had hundreds and hundreds of mortgages, and I narrowed it down to one person in this town and one person in this town because they're just terrible in, communication or whatever. How do you talk? This is what we have. Fix your credit. Who here has perfect credit? If you don't, you better get it because you're paying for money. And the better credit you have, the less you're paying for money. I mean, geez, that's like the first thing you guys should be doing is fix your credit. Go to our credit repair class. He actually teaches you. He'll say, and I told him, he's a friend of mine, he's in Florida. I said, listen, I don't want you to say, well, send me your stuff and I'll fix it. Oh, well, crap, I don't need you to do that. I send them anyway. I want you to walk us through step by step how to fix your credit. This is the education that I was trying to go for when we decided to teach people the right way to do real estate. Not just say, oh, send me your mortgage stuff, I'll get you a mortgage. No, because I buy in Florida. I want to know how I talk to somebody there.
And he says I talk.
Yeah, we have.
Hey, if it wasn't for that gift, we wouldn't have those
Gave it back
videos
to
where
them,
people
yeah.
could freaking fill it out.
So,
Thank God.
to give you a couple of you guys some of the context, we've been at this for putting it together on the level that we're doing now for 5 or 6 months now. I guess in February is when we started building
August
videos.
2013 is when I started. I don't know when you started.
So anyway,
When it launched.
the point is we have an aggregate system. So everything we do is building. We're not just, in other words, it's a learning management system. We're archiving, we're growing. There's more user input. Not only is there user input, there are people like Paul who do want to reach out and teach because they ultimately want to network also. In other words, by going out and helping other people learn, he's growing his own network. And this is we don't even put this out there. There's no contract. You can get paid. This is a network marketing business, right? So you bring people in and
you get 15%.
So actually, we got a check for Paul because of all of us.
Well, here's the good news too. When you do that, you bring them here on Wednesday and they learn something. Did anybody learn something here tonight? Come on, be honest. Because I know I spit out some pretty good information. I already got some from him.
And I'm the guy that already knows everything, and I learned.
If anybody needs any honey, Maddie got the best honey in the.
Yes, thank you, Mark.
So anyway, if you guys want to exchange business cards,
swimming in my freaking honey.
yeah,
He does.
Get 5 Mandy's honey, exchange business cards, hang out for another half hour if you like. If anyone wants to sign up, I'm on the computer right here, or any more questions, come talk to me right back here. But you guys mingle, mix.
Awesome.
And it was a pleasure, everyone. Thanks, everybody. This is free every Wednesday. Come join.
Thank you, bro.
Keep coming, everyone.